Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to yet another live stream, Reading Epic Threads, October 17th, 2021, 7:44 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm your host, Patrick Gunnels, coming to you live from the lovely suburbs of Houston, Texas. And this will be the last time I come to you from the suburbs of Houston, Texas for approximately 2 weeks, because I'm about to go on a road trip out to the Patriot Double Down in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I don't, Nevada, you didn't hear me say Nevada. I don't say that. Anyway, Las Vegas, Nevada. And I'm about to take my collagen elixir from Isagenix. That's right, my friends. You need to take care of your health. Literally everything around you is poisoned. The people who started Isagenix know that everything around us is poisoned. And therefore, they came up with a line of health products, vitamins, supplements, that will get us through this poisoned era. So, bottoms up, collagen elixir. I personally pour it into apple juice. Special Ops Kim takes it straight because let's face it, she's Special Ops Kim. Bottoms up. ret.isagenix.com. Furthermore, you got to take my vitamins, Complete Essentials, Isagenesis. This is my PM pack. I'm going to pop my vitamins, which are excellent. I've never felt better. The vitamins are what, before I cancel anything else, I would never cancel these vitamins. And don't forget, guys, ret.isagenix.com. ret.isagenix.com. I'd also like to send an extra big, ultra special thank you to all you wonderful people who have made this coin so very successful. So, got to email jamesmg@verizon.net, jamesmg@verizon.net. Keep charging, Midnight Riders. Godspeed, Patriots. And of course, Reading Epic Threads. A Reading Epic Threads exclusive. They're $15 a piece and worth every penny. My friends, this is your piece of history. This is your challenge coin, so that when your grandson or granddaughter says, Grandma or Grandpa, what did you do in the Great Strange War? You won't have to say, well, I shoveled shit in Louisiana. We also have a few of these last edition coins, not many, but a couple. But this is the General Flynn's Digital Soldiers. Hugh sent me coin. Where we go one, we go all. These are challenge coins that genuinely show your part of history. JamesMG@Verizon.net. JamesMG@Verizon.net. Don't let it pass you by. The first Q coin, the first edition one, the beautiful Nothing Can Stop What Is Coming coin, that's sold out. We were able to get one to JC Bird, but other than that, that's it. So buy one from somebody else if you need to. So let's say hello to all of you wonderful people. 1 Alchar, 2 Michelle Miller, Doom Chick, Connolly Brown, Deer Whisperer, JC Bird is in the house. Mr. Vax 2, don't forget your mask, cause they care about you. Claude Bernardin, Richard Rohrer, Bama Christie, Memento Mori 1776, Angela is here, Bruno's mom, Juliet, the one and only Juliet, Reaper 177676, PN 102, Songbird 17. We have Mom's Loud, we have DW Bearden, we have ITWI, ITWI. You're in Wisconsin, aren't you? Donna, Sarah, Liberty, Lisa, Sarah Brunette, B Isaacs 1, Baldylocks is here in Twitch format as well. Excellent. Thank you for being here. St. Richie is in the house. He will be joining us at the Patriots Double Down in Las Vegas, Nevada. So don't forget about that. And hello, Karen the Patriot. How are you doing? Safi Girl points out, great time to be alive. It sure is. I almost want to be like, come on, you apes. You want to live forever? Okay, so listen. I want to send a big thank you to Jason Beamish for yet another super chat via Venmo. I really appreciate that. It helps support the channel more than you realize. Furthermore, I want to say a big thank you, as I always do, to all of you wonderful people who have subscribed to me on Twitch. And one of the things I haven't been really all that good about doing is thanking those of you who subscribe on Twitch. And even more than that, hang on, even more than that, those of you who are good enough to gift subscriptions to other people. But I just want to say, now that I'm starting to learn the Twitch dashboard, I can say a couple of thank yous. For example, wait, can I? A hype train is close. What the fuck is a hype? Okay, I'm not really all that good at this. Okay, so what? Well, it used to tell me who was gifting subscriptions. It will, I'm sure. There's something called a hype train going on. Sub gift or use bits now to start a hype train. I don't know what that is. You guys might know what that is. I don't know what that is. Anyway, I know that JC Bird is a big gifter of subscriptions. Thank you so much, JC Bird. But it's not just JC Bird. There are lots of others. Like Patel does it too. I've seen Brian Cates has gifted a bunch of subscriptions. I really need to get that list back up so I can say thank you to you guys. Anyway, very much appreciate all of that. So what do you say, before we get to 8 p.m., we get a couple of extra special, super duper epic threads under our belt. But we're going to start with Jason's daily devotional, if I can find it. Daily devotional for October 17th. Today's daily devotional from 1 Minute with God, published by Dayspring. Consider the difference between calling and sending. A person doing the sending stays at the point of origin. He says, I'll stay here, you go there. Let it be well with you. A person doing the calling says, I am here. Will you come here too? I can't wait to see you. The Bible says that the Spirit calls us and leads us. He never sends us on ahead to a place he hasn't been. Instead, he invites us into his presence in a new place that he has prepared just for our situation. You can be confident that if you're following his lead, you're not going alone, and you won't ever be alone when you get there. And from John chapter 10, verses 3 and 4, to him the doorkeeper opens, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he puts forth all his own, he goes ahead of them, and the sheep follow him because they know his voice. Thought that'd be a great way to begin our stream today. Thank you, Jason, for sending that. Now let's do a pre-show Special Ops Kim thread. I'm kind of torn right now. I think I'm going to do this one from Special Ops Kim, because this also, guys, because this is going to be my last show before I jump. Matthew Trump sent a lot of freaking gift subs. So all of you just, sorry. Okay. Hey, who's Compliant One? That name sounds familiar. Anyway, hello to you too, Compliant One. Okay. All right, I'm getting off track. Anyway, and Andy Foster, I'm not wearing a Devolution shirt right now, but Andy Foster, great shirts, usadevolution.com, promo code Shapiro. Y'all got to check it out. By the way, at some point, I think Richard's going to be sending me some Cooper and French Santa Claus blend or something, which, number one, I'm super stoked about to be able to use the stuff, but also I need to get back on the train to pitching the stuff. As the audience grows, we might be able to get a little bit more revenue in there. All right, so thread for Jesse Stone. This is from Slag. And Free Atlantis stories about Americans standing up to this naked tyranny that we see in the halls of government. Dwayne Cates mentioned on his Thunderdrome episode that this wasn't supposed to happen. The tyrants thought that they had us under their boot with the lockdowns. Now was the time to seize power. Now was the time to implement their totalitarian policies. They thought that we were so afraid that we would go meekly along with whatever they said. American liberty was a problem that needed a sufficient amount of education to eradicate, and they began. They kept at it for 50 years, but they made a fatal error. They forgot about the power of fuck you. At the start, as Dwayne Cates said, Americans were genuinely trying to help. Stay at home for 14 days to fix this? Yeah, we can do that. And then the goalposts moved. And again. And again. And then America voted. This was the first time America said, fuck you. When the assholes realized it wasn't going to go their way and they were looking at a catastrophic loss, in their desperation, they stopped counting the votes and tried to steal the election in broad daylight. Now that they won by dragging their corpse of a candidate across the finish line, they thought they were safe to implement what they wanted all along, the enslavement of America and then the world. One problem. As they tried to push their critical race theory, tell little boys they were broken girls, make everyone hate each other, turned the FBI loose on average Americans, and threatened Americans with financial ruin if we didn't comply, people started saying, fuck you. It was a voice or two at first. Now it's fuck you, Biden, at every event. Thank you, Lord, for this food, and fuck you, Biden, that senile dude. Some are almost there, almost. The fuck you got so loud, America has been jolted awake, only to realize Grandpa has the matches and is trying to set the house on fire. Tried to set taxes on tea? Fuck you, we'll throw crates of it into Boston Harbor. Tried to take our guns at Concord? Fuck you, we'll chase you all the way to Boston, shooting at you the whole way. Bomb our ships on a Sunday? Fuck you, we'll chase you all the way across the Pacific and drop a fuck you on one of your cities twice. Fuck you is written into our DNA. Steal our elections and try to enslave our children? I cannot imagine the fuck you that is coming. All we have to do is look at Trump's own words. Some of the people who forgot to lift a finger when I needed them when I was down, they need my help now, and I'm screwing them against the wall. I'm doing a number, and I'm having so much fun. Donald Trump, The Art of the Comeback, 1997. Nobody loves fuck you like Trump. After all, he's an American. And that's the badass thread from Slag, my friends. Thank you, Slag, for opening up a can of whoop ass. So, how's everybody doing anyway? Are we excited? What do you want me to do on the trip? Do you want me to do more streams? Do you want me to do stuff from the road? I have a funny feeling that Mom's Loud said it's going to be an F-bomb night. Now, I'm just the actor reading the thread. I don't actually feel all that F-bomby at all. But I mean, I'm not gonna bleep it out either. You know what I'm saying? I think it was very appropriate. But yeah, no, I don't need to use extra cuss words. I got plenty of them. You want me to? Yeah, Ellie Courageous says find great Wi-Fi. Ellie, let me tell you something. That's first of all, great advice. Second of all, you don't really get to test their Wi-Fi, unfortunately. Like when you're signing up for hotel rooms, I use hotels.com. When you're signing up for it, it doesn't say, does this many megabits up, this many megabits down. You just kind of have to hope for it. My Dallas hotel's a pretty nice one, I think. So we should be okay. Take a little booster device with you. What is this booster device you are talking about, Ellie? I've never heard about such a thing. Did not know that was even a thing. I'm a fan of heavy horses. Hey, my friends, before we get started, now that I've got 142 of you here, just plug it in. I'll send you a link. You know my email address. Send it by email if you please, Ellie Courageous. Some of you may not know this, although I say it every time. Those of you who have Amazon Prime accounts, I'll tell you right now, you can subscribe to this channel for free. Now, not everybody knows how to do that, and that's why my little sister Rebecca, well, she made a video explaining exactly how it could be done. And it goes a little something like this.
Guys, how to sign up to Patrick's channel in Twitch with your Prime membership. So you get one free Twitch subscription with Prime, and a lot of us have Prime. Might as well support Pat doing that. So I was a little confused, so I thought maybe others might be confused. So I have this cool technology that can record my screen. Don't look at the stuff I'm shopping for. Okay, so just go to your accounts and lists and go, this is in Amazon, and go to your Prime membership. And then you can go to explore my benefits. And I just did a search for Twitch, and then it takes you to Prime Gaming. And then in this area, you can actually connect your Twitch account. And there should be like, right in this area, there should be like a connect your Twitch account. And I did that. So that's why it looks like this. So then I was like clicking around trying to subscribe, and I did a search for Patrick, and it doesn't come up with anything, and so I was confused, and I was badgering Patrick, and he's like, I don't know, I just did it. And I'm like, you're dumb. So basically we figured out that what you do is you go to Twitch. So I went to Twitch, and in here it doesn't have like subscribe free, which is what Pat was saying it should say. So what you do is you actually click, so this is Pat's channel, it's pgunnels. You click subscribe, 20% off, you scroll down, and it looks like you have to pay, but actually, if you click this little checkbox, you can then subscribe with Prime. And after that, I have no experience, so if you do have experience, if you have to like do it every month or something, I don't know. I imagine not, but just comment in the comments after Pat posts this video if you have any more experience beyond that. All right?
All righty, Roo. So thanks to all of you who have done all of that stuff. It's just been really, really great. I'm very grateful. Thank you so very much. All right, so we got more stuff. Now, we've got a little piece from Jason All. Then we got Special Ops Kim. And then we have St. Richie Once Daily. We're also going to have How the Dems Stole the 2020 Election with Runbeck mail-in ballots. And then there's one more from Charles that I wanted to look at. Hang on. Damn it. Give me a second. I think I might have forgot to how Governor Wolf stole Pennsylvania. Yep. You know what? We're going to do this right now. All right. So I've got this all ordered now. So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to do how Governor Wolf stole Pennsylvania. Then we're going to do Jason's piece. Then we're going to do a Special Ops Kim. Then we're going to do St. Richie Once Daily. Then I'm going to run my mouth for a while, and then we're going to call it a night, and then you'll see me from Dallas. All right. From Charles Bernardin. Here is a letter Seth Keshel received recently in Pennsylvania. Dear Captain Keshel, I work for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania in the IT division. I know of a situation that I would like you to be aware of and help expose. This helps explain why Pennsylvania and other states have had an extraordinarily high number of Republicans who went to the polls only to be told that they'd already voted. Each state has 3 major databases that house a great deal of data on individuals and entities who give and receive services from the state government. In Pennsylvania, our databases are Master Client, Master Provider, National Provider. A, the client database contains the data that is related to all people who receive services from the Commonwealth. This includes nursing home patients, child care assistants, housing assistants, etc. B, The provider database contains the data that is related to everyone who provides services to the Commonwealth. This includes dentists, doctors, therapists, etc. The National Provider Database, C, the National Provider Database contains over 4 million records of the provider data on a national level. NPIsearch.com, free national provider identifier, NPI registry database search. In early summer and in early fall, query requests were made of the client and provider databases by the governor's office for a secret project. The information extracted from these databases is enough to fill out mail-in ballots. These type of data collections are similar from state to state. Think about the number of nursing home patients over 90 who submitted mail-in ballots. Now, think about the number of professionals who were registered as Republicans and went to the polls only to find they had already voted. For every Republican provider who went to the polls only to find out that they had voted, it became a 2-for-1 deal for the Democrats. The Republican voter had his vote nullified, even if they submitted a provisional ballot, and the Democrat received the Republican's vote. What a deal. It is said in IT circles that around 350,000 records were pulled from the master provider database, and something similar probably came from the master client database. Was it coincidental that Attorney General Josh Shapiro, the state attorney general of Pennsylvania, and Lieutenant Governor Fetterman touted that the election would be won by 700,000 or more mail-in votes? That is 2 times 350,000. How did they know? It seems that he who has control over master client and master provider data can control the outcome of the elections in their state. Was there a similar pattern in Orange County, California, with all the Republicans who went to vote? Were those voters in the master client or master provider databases of California? How about Michigan? Your data heat map seems to indicate the same pattern of irregularities in Pennsylvania. Whitmer and Wolf attended the same conferences. Was the plan cooked up then? Also, in Pennsylvania, there was a weird test for production server for the Department of State on October 2nd, 2020. It was a VMX server with 5 RAID disks. Funny how they all went out after a package was executed and the logs were wiped out. Did the DOS use the test for production server for population of bogus and hijacked data from the individuals in the master client and master provider databases? The Senate needs to subpoena the backups of the TFP server on September 30th and compare the backup to that of the live production server on that same date. Was test for production TFP server moved to production with the bogus data? The logs would have told us about the connections, user sessions, and who and when data was inserted into the database. But they vanished when the server was crashed. I believe there needs to be a thorough investigation into these issues. Unfortunately, it probably will not happen unless a just cause correlation is established. Your data analysis skills could connect the dots enough to have a serious look at what took place to get to the bottom of the bogus ballots, the mysterious truckload of ballots, and incapacitated voters in nursing homes voting without their own knowledge, etc. So much went on, and Wolf, Shapiro, and Fetterman were most likely involved if they knew there were outstanding votes equaling amounts of records downloaded from these systems. Unfortunately, I cannot give you my name because I work in IT, but you understand where the connections need to be made during the audit. Please get to the bottom of what happened in the election so it will never happen again. Thank you. All right. Thank you for transcribing that, by the way. That was amazing. Thanks, Charles. Very much appreciated. So just to make sure everybody understands what he's saying, there are these large databases of people who would be eligible voters. They simply created mail-in ballots for those people. And when those people showed up in person to vote, they were told they already voted. I guess. I mean, you've got registered voter lists. You could just create as many of those and do what you like. I personally don't see why the master provider database is necessary. You've got the voter rolls. Just use those. Just make as many of those people vote as you want and disenfranchise them. So I'm not sure I totally understood that, but I could be wrong. All right. A poem by Claude Bernardin. To the Forsaken. Patriots, global soldiers, keep on rocking in the communist world. Don't give up. Don't give in. Don't accept. Don't cave in. Fight on. Be strong. The silence is deafening. The battle is weary and long. But it is us who are right, not wrong. Rage on, and one very peaceful dawn, the tyranny shall be gone. So give them hell, ring them bells, and leave the light of truth to tell. Claude Bernardin, October 14th, 2021. Thank you, my friend. Sending to Epic Jill. A quick one from Jason All. This is entitled All About Your Health. It's all about your health. Quoting from The Blaze, the Delaware Division of Public Health has issued an apology for a vaccination memo that some people believed was fat shaming to encourage vaccination. The since deleted ad, which was shared to the department's Facebook page, read, "Remember when you gained 10 pounds from stress eating? You would have to run 5 miles a day for a week just to lose 1 pound of fat." The ad continued, hashtag getting vaccinated sounds a lot easier. Protect yourself and those you love from the hashtag Delta variant. Hashtag VaxUpDelaware. Following outcry, the agency pulled the ad from its social media page and issued an apology. So, you get the message. Exercise is too hard, so just pop a pill and get the jab. Don't worry about eating right or taking vitamins. ret.isogenics.com. ret.isogenics.com. Instead, you can yell at that crazy anti-vaxxer over there who insists on working out in a gym without a mask. Oh, the horror. Still not convinced? Okay. We'll sweeten the pot. From CNN, quote, Krispy Kreme is doubling down on its popular free donut promotion for customers vaccinated against COVID-19. Beginning August 30th, the chain is giving anyone with vaccination proof 2 free donuts every day until September 5th. The promotion comes following the U.S. Food and Drug Administration's full approval of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine on Monday. In March, the chain began its promotion to encourage people to get vaccinated with a free donut a day for the rest of the year. So far, Krispy Kreme says it has given away more than 2.5 million donuts through the deal. The chain is also making a special heart-shaped donut to give away in addition to a traditional glazed donut. Like I said, it's all about your health. I mean, they're even making special heart-shaped donuts, which I'm sure are extra healthy. Just trust the science. So, who are these people who we are supposed to trust with our health? I'm not even going to try to extract from this article. You just have to open it, see the pictures, etc. for yourself. What do you say we give that a shot, my friends? Is it going to open it in unhealthy looking health directors, trend big, and it's not pretty? Well, we're going to have to look at that together now, ain't we? Bam! Let's look at our health directors, home skillets. All right, let me see if my pictures. Where are my pictures, bitches? Hang on, it's not working. I don't see any pictures. Fuck! There's no pictures. Remember when I said I wasn't going to need the F-bomb? I needed an F-bomb here. Is it in this video? I don't know. All right. I'm no. Okay, we're just going to go back to the piece. All right. Oops. All right. Back to the piece. Unhealthy. You guys know what the unhealthy health ministers look like, health directors. Note that the article is from May 2020, so it was before the fake election of our current resident of the White House. Since then, Pennsylvania has managed to get rid of Dr. Rachel Levine, the dude who grew his hair out and called himself Rachel. That one. All right. Anyway, unfortunately for the rest of the country, the way Pennsylvania ditched the good doctor was by the Biden administration nominating Dr. Levine to be the Assistant Secretary of Health, ASH. Maybe it's just me, but whichever pronoun this pediatrician prefers, he or she or whatever, does not exactly portray the best role model for kids to stay healthy. You can do your own image search if interested, but here is just one example that I picked because the article was titled A Healthy Pennsylvania for All. aldeanews.com. Whoa. Image search. I'm sure it's probably going to have some Rachel Levinus, but all is not lost. I think I may have found the best way to motivate these people to exercise. Just unleash a Project Veritas reporter on them and they will run like never before. And it goes a little something like this. Bam.
Hey, Vanessa? Vanessa Gelman, I'm a reporter with Project Veritas.
Vanessa Gelman, who works in Washington, D.C., is Senior Director of Worldwide Research. From Vanessa Gelman.
From the perspective of corporate affairs, we want to avoid having the information on the fetal cell lines floating out there. We believe that the risk of communicating this right now outweighs any potential benefit that we could see, particularly with general members of the public who may take this information and use it in ways we may not want it out there.
Why did you send emails telling Pfizer employees not to report that you guys were using fetal cell lining, miss? What else are you hiding from the public? Miss, what else are you hiding from the public? The public needs to know. Well, there you have it. We wanted to ask her a few questions. She broke out into a sprint. We really think that the public needs to know about the fetal cell lining emails. And we tried to get a comment. She ran. Sometimes they don't want to answer for the fraud that they're committing or the corruption that's going on. We try our best. And the really only question now is who's next.
So that makes me happy. Yeah. So, guys, that is how you get them exercising.
I heard that women who had...
Sorry. So, Jason, as always, thank you so much, sir. Not only is Jason a wonderful contributor to this channel, he is also my inspiration for getting Isogenics. ret.isogenics.com. ret.isogenics.com. All right, next. We're going to do a special ops Kim. Oh, let's see. Is there anything? Hey, you know what I wish I had? I wish I had somebody reminding me what I need to be pitching right now. But anyway, run, libtard, run. I say run, criminal, run, because that's what she is. She's a freaking criminal. All right. Wendy says that's a wide load. We don't have fat shaming in this community. Oh, wait. Yes, we do. Okay. You were hurting our brand. You're hurting our brand. Oh, you guys are freaking hilarious. Okay. What do you say? Is there anything I need to be doing right now? Like, I don't know. I don't even know, guys. I'm sorry. So I just want you to know, anytime that I forget to advertise or something, it's just because I get distracted. So don't take it personally if I forget to advertise something. All right. From Special Ops Kim. From Joe M. Storm is upon us. Q. Drop 4,880. Without you, collectively, there would have been no way to bypass their control. They weren't about to repeat the mistakes of 2016. You are what matters most. United, not divided. You, awake, thinking for yourself, is their greatest fear. Welcome to the digital battlefield, where we go one, we go all. Q. Joe M. begins. They weren't about to repeat the mistakes of 2016. When Q posted this exactly 1 year ago, so this thread is from October 15th, I had no idea that we were being told that they were going to steal the election. Most of us never saw it coming. We thought Trump was going to win in a landslide and arrest all the traitors. Looking back, it was right in front of our faces the whole time. I truly believe it had to be this way. It's unfortunate. It's hard. It's painful. What we are going through sucks, but it is necessary if we are going to really take back our great country / world from the globalists. The only way to really destroy the establishment is to draw them out of their holes and expose them. Shine a light on the darkness. Hang in there, friends. We are all in this together. And then from the Martin Geddes channel, it'll be okay. MartinGeddes.com, How the Biden Show is Saving America and the World. Let's go there. You know what I'm saying, guys? Sometimes you just have to follow your spirit. Oh, well, this is Geddes Fresh Thinking. What? Hang on, let me make sure I've got the right. MartinGeddes.com, How the Biden Show is Saving America and the World. Okay, MartinGeddes.com / How the Biden Show is Saving America and the World. Let's see what happens. Hey, it works. Oh, wow. This is from February 27th. It's really old, really super old. All right. I think I probably read that to you already. Almost certainly. All right. Next, from Charles Bernardin. All right. So this is important. So if you're interested in how the Dems stole the 2020 election with run-back mail-in ballots, Dr. Shiva and Mark Fincham have a good video about how it was done in Pima County. Mathematical analysis of mail-in ballot requests and return rates in Pima County, Arizona by Dr. Shiva, October 14th, 2021, aka Dr. Shiva's fishtail analysis of Pima County. Let's check this out real quick. It's probably going to be too long for this stream. Oh yeah, 55 minutes. But isn't that Dr. Shiva? You know what I love about Dr. Shiva? He really is an outsider. And here's one of the things he's made sure to say. He said, look, that whole Trump legal team thing, those were a bunch of incompetent jackasses. Now, I think that Trump's lawyers, especially Sidney Powell, were ordered to stand down and make sure that those lawsuits that they filed were easily dismissed. They were told to take a dive. But Dr. Shiva was having none of it. He's smart enough to be his own lawyer over and over and over again. So thought I would check that out for you. All right, next. And I just want to apologize in advance. This is going to be a shorter stream because I need to finish packing and then get to bed really early. And then I think maybe do like a bonus stream or something tomorrow. I don't know. I'll need feedback from what you guys would like to see from me on my road trip. All right, you ready? St. Richie once daily. You excited? I'm excited. Renins, why aren't you debating Dr. Daniel Wilson from Debunk the Funk again? You know what? I'll tell you why. Give me 1 second. The reason is because I asked him multiple times during our last debate. So you claim what you're showing me is a scientific paper. The first step of the scientific method is to identify a phenomenon. And all he ever did was say over and over again, people got sick and there was no other explanation than a virus. There's no reason to continue the conversation with somebody like that. Do you see what I'm saying, Renins? That's the worst kind of scientific fraud. And all he was going to do is just continue repeating that nonsense. So, you know, I mean, if he really wants to come on this stream, he'll come in live and bring, you know what, if you're speaking on his behalf, just tell him, send me a paper that he thinks proves a point of his, and then we'll debate that paper anytime, any place. But yeah, that dude is a complete moron. He doesn't know what the scientific method is. I appreciated that he was polite, but that was absolutely infuriating. You ask a simple question. He shows me this paper that claims to identify the so-called SARS-CoV-2 virus, and it doesn't even bother to discuss the patient who presented with X, Y, and Z symptoms. The paper doesn't contain any part of that. It's the worst kind of fraud. All right, anyway. So anybody's in control, because I get a couple comments on YouTube. Why did you not debate Dr. Daniel Wilson against me? It's because it was just freaking maddening listening to this dude spout his nonsense. All right, anyway. And then for the people who don't understand, the first step you ever have to ask for anything scientific is, what was the phenomenon observed? And it's the worst kind of sloppy crap. All he basically says is, well, people had coughs and stuff and it could only be a virus. So freaking gay. It was just so gay, dude. Sorry, I get a little worked up about that. All right, what do you say we do St. Richie once daily? October 17th, 2021. I always try to reserve Sunday for hope. From Citizen Free Press. Maria Bartiromo, rumors swirl. Pelosi is stepping down. Posted by Kane, October 17th, 2021, 1:58 p.m. Breaking. Maria Bartiromo says there is speculation that Speaker Pelosi will step down after getting Democrats on board to pass the $1 trillion slush package. Remember who sold the #American #taxpayers out? Of course, this is one of those I'll believe it when I see it moments. Even the spawn of Satan must realize that her party has been taken over by creatures that make even her look somewhat tame by comparison. Speaking of spawns of Satan, Bill Clinton was released from the hospital today. And of course, it wouldn't be appropriate if Hillary didn't get a wave to the camera while she walks arm in arm with the man whom she pretends to have a relationship. Between Nancy, Joe, Bill, and Hillary, you can feel the old guard starting to fade away as eternity awaits. Not likely the one for which they were hoping. Time, age, and sin are finally having their way. One can either age gracefully or go down in a flaming fire. It's entirely up to us what type of person we really want to be. The one that says, I need more power, or the one that says, all power belongs to God. After 70 plus issues, if you count my recent daily writings, I've earned maybe one personal writing, especially given it's a Sunday. Rich died today. One of the greatest men of all time. You didn't know Rich, did you? On the other hand, maybe you did. Rich was the kind of guy that set the bar so high for excellence of character that it was clearly always a race to see who would finish in second place. But he taught me the true definition of humility, which for most is thinking of others a little more than you think of yourself. For Rich, clearly it was a much shorter definition. Not thinking of yourself at all. You remember Rich, don't you? He was the guy that would send your kids $20 for their birthday, even though he wasn't related, lived hundreds of miles away, and was in his mid-70s. You remember Rich, don't you? He was the guy with the unique wit of a legend like Will Rogers, the red hair of the heat miser, and the heart of the Tin Man. Rich. Husband, father, grandfather, teacher, pianist, Sunday school teacher, White Sox fan. He decreased so that God might increase. Bill Clinton, 75 years old. Hillary Clinton, 73 years old. Nancy Pelosi, 81 years old. Joe Biden, 78 years old. Rich, 80 years old. Number 5 will be the only one I take, as he knows me and I know him by name. Rich, well done, good, and faithful servant. Sincerely, God. And on a personal note, Rich, I'm glad you finally got to see those White Sox win a World Series, even if it was by defeating my Astros in 4 painful games. All right, my friends. Next, thank you so much, St. Richie. I love your once dailies. Right, we're about done for today. But we're going to do one quick informative supply chain thread. And from Phil Choking Chickens. So thanks for the name, Phil Choking Chickens. Hat tip to conservatarian. Supply chain thread in response to this article. Okay, so this is from the Conservative Treehouse. This is a response to that. This is a decent article. It has some good information in it, but it has some flaws. First, it overstates some things. Second, it sets up a false dichotomy. Third, its conclusions are overwrought. I will have to explain some of the workings of the supply chain to make the case. This is my field, and I've been published in industry rags. I will try not to get too deep into the weeds. The point that the supply chain is run by artificial intelligence is a big overstatement. The systems used do not think or make judgments. They do complex statistical analysis and identify patterns and check huge quantities of data to identify potential problems. They use past data to make future predictions, all based on statistical formulas. They basically do math in huge quantities very fast. The intelligence comes from humans. Referring to those systems as AI shows ignorance. He indicates that the interview casts doubt on the problems coming from COVID and instead is from demand crashing. This is a false dichotomy. Inflation will cause some demand to fall off as people adjust, but that doesn't mean it's crashing, doesn't mean that shutdowns haven't caused shortages. It's true that the supply chain is moving and that companies are storing stuff at the ports. The article draws the conclusion that this is due to crashing demand, but that is a stretch. There are other reasons for storing stuff at the ports, and this doesn't explain the ships waiting outside the ports to unload. The fact that the ports are running at high capacity doesn't mean that the shipping backlog isn't exceeding that capacity temporarily as companies try to refill their supply chain. One answer would be nice, but the problem is complex and multifaceted. Let's use the example of toilet paper to demonstrate how it all works. Everything starts with demand. How much TP do you need and where do you need it to meet demand? You don't want to run out and lose sales to a competitor, and you don't want to tie up heaps of money in TP on shelves collecting dust. You also don't want to pay for excess storage, so you strive for perfect balance. You have just the right amount in stores and the warehouse for refill, plus a little safety stock in case a town gets masked squatters, and being produced to keep it moving. In the case of TP, this isn't too hard. The demand is probably pretty stable until there is a huge run on it, like with COVID. When this happens, it screws everything up. Some of the people that bought extra will keep it in reserve for years, so that's a real spike. Others will start to use it up when supply stabilizes, so that's not an increase, but an acceleration of demand. Others will not have been able to find any, so they'll use an alternative. That is lost demand. Others will have purchased another brand, resulting in lost demand, and some will like the other brand and stick with it. This messes up all the computer calculations. Now the system is telling you to produce beyond your capacity. The computer doesn't know how to compensate for this, so people have to make judgments. You also don't likely have enough cardboard rolls and packaging and other material to produce what you need to compensate. You may then discover that you can't acquire some raw material fast enough due to shutdowns, etc. So people scramble to get needed supplies, ramp up capacity, and fill the supply chain. They almost always overshoot the mark, eventually resulting in excess inventory. Everybody else is trying to ramp up at the same time, and suddenly you are having trouble moving the material. So your warehouse is full, and you can't accept incoming raw materials, so you store them at the port. Meanwhile, you need employees, but nobody wants to work because they're paid to stay home. I have material stored at a port right now. My warehouse is full due to delays in outbound shipments directly related to COVID. We are supposed to be building something right now, but I can't get some semiconductors. Why bring in raw boards when I can't populate them? So there are many reasons why the ports are backed up, and it's a gigantic leap to say it's due to crashing demand. Every trucking company in the country is advertising for truck drivers. New, utterly stupid regulations, compliments of our retarded federal government, plus the shutdowns and the resulting lost capacity and shortages of some raw materials, employee shortages, and overshooting the mark, recovering from accelerated demand and some reduced sales due to inflation, etc., are all pieces of the problem, and to a lesser extent pent-up demand from delayed purchases, i.e. cars. I'm sick of people calling the federal government retarded. They're making war on you. You're not retarded. It's by design. Grow up. This does not mean that there is an economic crash afoot, nor does it mean that we are all going to starve or not be able to get our butts wiped. There are people creatively working the problems. I know one company that rented their own small trucks to make important deliveries to compensate for the carrier backlog. It's mostly a giant traffic jam that will eventually be resolved by people finding solutions. We may have to buy some alternatives or postpone some purchases. I may even have to eat chicken, God forbid. I left a lot out, trying not to bore the crap out of people, but this should suffice. Sundance at Conservative Treehouse tends to be gloomier than stuff warrants. Boy, isn't that the truth? But I have to address this. Can we please stop saying our federal government is dumb, retarded, or incompetent? It's like Hanlon's razor has rotted the brains of all people. Gunnels' razor. When speaking of government, never attribute to incompetence that which can be equally attributed to malice. Please stop saying it's incompetence. It's like the freaking Jews in the concentration camps saying, wow, these Nazis sure suck at taking care of our health. Boy, they're incompetent. They keep gassing us. Okay, so sorry. I apologize. Boy, those Nazis, they're really bad. They're so dumb. They're bad at keeping Jews alive. Fuck. Anyway, so dumb. I mean, it's just dumb. And the thing is, we depend on so many of these people, and all we need, the biggest thing we need from them is to realize, no, your government's trying to kill you. Okay? Please? Okay, sorry. Let's St. Richie this bad boy. All right. So these government officials did not ascend to these positions by being retarded. The SC issues, supply chain issues are completely by design. That is why they put the clamps on the private truck drivers, because they are trying to force them to unionize. Ew, gross. Thank you, St. Richie. Baldy Locks says, that used to get on my nerves when they said Obama was incompetent. He was very competent at his goal, right? I don't know how to. I mean, we're sitting here. I mean, you're in LA, so you're worse off than I am. But we're sitting here under an occupying force, calling the occupying force incompetent at taking very good care of us like they're supposed to. It's super gross and deeply upsetting now that we've been through 19 months of these people openly waging war on us. All right, I'm done ranting. All right. But that's what we have Special Ops Kim for. I'm trying to figure out if something that I'm receiving right now is spam or not. Sarika, you're a normal person, aren't you? You're not spam. I'm confused by this email. In case you missed it, a great German new medicine. All right, I've been asking about that. All right, sorry, Sarika. I had to figure out an email real quick. Sorry, guys. All right. Now, nexto. Special Ops Kim. God bless her. One positive statement from Cameron. Lots happening every day. It's all about perception. Always remember, the harder they push, the more we're winning. The normies are seeing this in plain view because they're pushing so hard. They're screwed. They give up and we win. They push harder and they wake up more people who turn into angry patriots. No matter what they do, they lose. boy, I sure hope you is right. I hope you're right. Don't you love it when I say that? I hope you're right. All right. How's everybody doing? Oh, I'm in North Carolina. D.W. Bearden. We don't really have really harsh winters. Maybe we should build a chick dominium. What is a chick dominium? Is that a place where you raise baby chicks? Actually, the people at the very, very top are the retards, Richard Rohr. The very rich, very stupid people made mentally deficient by generations of inbreeding. All right, I think we're all squared away, my dear friends. I would like to thank every single one of you for all the support that made my trip to Las Vegas possible. I would also like very much to let everybody know that Bitcoin has cleared the $62,000 mark, which is also super exciting. Let me know what you think I ought to do while I'm on this road trip, because I don't feel like I did you guys justice when I was driving up to New Mexico. And now this is a business related trip. I'm going to Vegas to attend the Patriots Double Down. It's going to be amazing, but I think that I should figure something out, All right. So shoot me an email anytime, pgunnels@gmail.com. And let me know what you think would be a great way for me to handle this. St. Richie suggests a tag team show. I'm open to whatever. I don't know what a tag team show is. To my knowledge, tag team is wrestling. So yeah, I'll tag team. However you want to do it. Whatever you want to do, bro. If you want to be on the show, man, that'd be freaking awesome. The previous high was 64K, right? That's correct, Special Ops Kim. All right. Yeah. So just let me know how you want me to handle this trip. We're gonna have a great time. And maybe little bitty 15-minute streams for no reason. I can do that from a smartphone. It'll only be on Twitch though, so you'll have to bear that. Live reviews and show us around. Yeah, we'll do something awesome like that. But they will end up being random, so I'll apologize for those of you who won't have it. But I will still do the streams as scheduled at 8 p.m. Central. Furthermore, I'm off on Tuesday. I'm going to take Tuesday off, so just bear that in mind as well if you can. Don't forget. Shoot an email to jamesmg@verizon.net, jamesmg@verizon.net. And those of you who can't make it to Vegas, I will try very hard to make you feel like you're there. We'll figure out a way so you don't miss a thing. All right? Hey, I love all of you. Thank you so very much. Just for fun, is there anybody I can raid right now? That's another question. Guys, you want to raid Brian? Let's raid Brian. Let's raid the shit out of Brian. All right, start raid. Bam. And in the meantime, let us pray. Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray, and do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all evil spirits who prowl about the world seeking the ruin of souls. Amen. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see y'all tomorrow.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.
And then to those of you on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, bye to you too. See you tomorrow.